What's good, y'all? It's your girl Leo Rochelle, and y'all know the founder and creator of the Fat Girl Chronicles, PGC Media, and PGC After Dark. And listen, we have had an amazing conversation with the queens of Model Icon, but you cannot talk about Model Icon without talking about the person who built it. And Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Model Icon. So we're going to talk about building out this amazing platform with none other than Sherrie Gearheart. Hi, honey.
Hello. So happy to be here today with
I'm
you.
glad to have you here. We've talked a lot.
We sure
and
have.
It's good to finally meet you.
I know. It's amazing.
So, relax. It's cool.
It's all good. Yes.
So, let's talk a little bit about Model Icon. Okay. Model Icon exists because you willed it into existence, right? So take me back to before Model Icon was real, before it was something that was tangible. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so I need to take you way back.
Okay, come on.
So
let's go.
there I was, 17, came from a really hard upbringing, didn't have family support, saw Miss America on TV and thought, wow, they're actively involved in their community. They're out there making a difference. They're well-spoken. They know how to model. And I really wanted to be able to make a difference in my community, but I had really low self-esteem. Okay, so when I decided to take a step forth and start competing in pageantry, it transformed my self-esteem. It took me from being a shy person into being an avid public speaker because I actively pushed myself to grow. Okay, and that sounds easy, but it's not easy for people who are shy, people who come from a lack of stability and not having that support system, right? So from that point, when I started entering into the pageantry world, and I'll get into the modeling in a minute, I realized, especially back then, we're talking 2007, there was not a pageant magazine that represented all ethnicities, all different titles that existed, the youth that were involved, the curvy pageants. It was just Miss America, Miss USA, right? One type, okay? And I thought, wow, we need to do something about that. So I started Tiara Magazine, launched that. That became a really big deal. Ended up being read in 144 countries online, 7 countries in print. There I was as a young person going to all the, oh my God, that's Sherrie Gearheart, Tiara Magazine, and then I started competing and doing all of that. And then I started a nonprofit when I was 21 because apparently that wasn't enough, right? But the nonprofit was my heart and my soul. Did that for a decade. It was suicide prevention work. You heard from some of my queens earlier. Yeah, so I'm able to really guide them through my leadership academy, presently, not related to the nonprofit, where I help them develop their public speaking skills, help them get out into the world, find their purpose, help them realize where they can get certifications. So you're not just talking about the issue, but you're doing something about the issue. Absolutely. And that's what I did with my nonprofit. I took all of the skills I learned from pageantry, poured it into the fashion shows, into the models, into the, participants. I educated them. These are the signs of depression. This is how you do a suicide intervention. Went all over the news media, did it in 8 countries. I say all that to say, when you have a dream, you don't know how big it's going to go. You don't know how far God is going to take you. Absolutely. Did all that without a family structure that could support me, okay? Crazy backstory there. I digress. Fast forward, did that for 10 years, and at some point, started my family, got married, still traveling the world with baby number 1, but I had that mom guilt tugging at my heart, right? And I'm like, I loved my nonprofit. Like, it was my baby. Like, it was my life. Right. It was my purpose, right? And I was like, I want to be more present for my little girl. But I also want to take all these skills that I've developed through modeling, completing a world supermodel tour in China, even though I was 5'6", everyone had to be 5'10" or taller to get in, making it into the legitimate Mercedes-Benz New York Fashion Week, not just the smaller New York Fashion Weeks and the medium and the top. LA Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, hosting on Lux TV, which is a major luxury TV station, doing all of these things and seeing the difference in the levels and the skill set and who's allowed in the spaces and being able to take that expertise and give it to everybody, everybody. So baby number 2 comes, COVID hits, life changes, nonprofit no longer exists. I mourned the loss of my nonprofit, but I was ready for the transformation. I'd already started Model Icon. I was already laying the groundwork for the new chapter of my life. And it was perfect because right when COVID hit, crazy me acquired the Miss Royalty International pageant.
Yes.
You know, the lady came to me. She had a lot of individuals she could ask, and she asked me. And I was like, wow, you're entrusting me.
Yeah.
You know, when opportunity comes, sometimes you just have to take it. So Model Icon acquired the Miss Royalty International pageants. Now we have our own queens.
Yes.
Model Icon continues to do what it's doing. And today, like I said, I pour that expertise into the models through a 6-week runway training session over Zoom. We have our in-person workshops. You get to work with up-and-coming emerging designers as well as very established designers. And I think the testament to how good our training is that we have established models in Indy, New York, LA, Chicago that come to me and us as a team to elevate their brand. I mean, to me, that's the biggest compliment that anyone could ever receive, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I got to work with you because there's still things for me to learn. And I heard you say that earlier, and it's so true. Got to always grow, always learn,
Absolutely.
you know? So I hope that wasn't too long-winded.
No, listen, we gotta give you have to give us the full story so that we can understand.
Circle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us don't talk about the full backstory to how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
We talk about the now, we talk about the tidbits, but we don't give the fullness of the story. And we need that.
My story kind of reminds me a little bit of Yavi, because when I started Tiara magazine, it was little at first, right? And Yavi's one of my queens you had on earlier. A lady approached me, a director I had competed for, and she goes, I'm going to hold you a launch party for your magazine. I'm like, really? You
right.
That's nice. Like, who does that, right? What? Yeah, okay, what's really going on here?
Right.
3 weeks before the event, calls me. I was 19. Okay, calls me and says, oh my God, I'm on the hook for $10,000. The lady was going to help me produce this and celebrate you and do all this. I said, $10,000. Like that, you know, because I was new to event production. I had a magazine, but I had never produced. And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to pay this, that, the other. Produced my first fashion show. I thought, what can we do to fill the seats? Went on social media. It wasn't even a social media person. Imagine that.
Right.
Went on social media, announced that we're doing a fashion show, got a boutique, did the all sizes, heights, ages, and ethnicities. That was my first show, 2009. Sold out, paid the bill in full in 3 weeks' time. 100 people were there to celebrate the launch of Tiara magazine. That's how I fell into event planning and fashion show production.
So good.
I just want to mention that because you know what I mean, like how you can fall into
into things. Absolutely, that is so good. I'm glad because now my brain is over here like
thinking about your journey.
Just thinking about all the things, and I'm like, okay, that's so good. So, what did people tell you about building Model Icon and what couldn't exist?
Oh my goodness.
Because you wanted to build something so major and so big with all of these ethnicities and sizes and all of that coming together.
So whether it was under Tiara or the nonprofit or present day Model Icon, which I've had since 2019, I faced a lot of backlash. I faced a lot of backlash just for me being 5'6". Okay. I faced so much backlash from individuals literally saying they don't deserve a space on the runway. So I've really had to be very careful who I let into the space in terms of if you're going to be on the team, you have to really believe in the mission.
Yeah.
And in order to create a movement that's going to change the industry, you have to be selective because people can lie just to get in the door and then ruin and destruct what you've built, right? And so I was, and I'm proud to say I'm one of the key people that did help transform the fashion industry to what it is today, because you can be any size, height, age, ethnicity, and have your space and your time to shine on the runway. And I really was one of those key players. But yeah, I faced a lot. Once in a while, I still get comments. Doesn't matter anymore.
Because the haters are still lingering. That's all. That's okay.
They're just miserable. They're just miserable. That's all.
So, tell me about a moment in Model Icon's history that almost broke you. But what you found on the other side of it, you know?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that.
I'm looking at my team. I'm trying
you're like, oh Lord.
Where do I go with that story? Okay. Okay. I hope I don't get emotional.
It's okay if you do.
Really, really proud of my coaches. I have Kiana and Tiara. Had another individual that was a coach on the team. And sometimes people are not ready for the platform and the growth and the responsibility of being a leader. And past trauma can spill over into their form of leadership. And so what was very difficult for me is to have to let one of my coaches go, especially because I had poured into this individual for a long time. But you have to, as I stated earlier, protect the integrity of your brand. And this
Absolutely.
is a safe and inclusive environment. And it is one that, if you're going to be on the team, just like any other organization, you have to be ready and you have to be willing to deal with your stuff. We all have stuff. We all make mistakes. And if we can't own up and take responsibility, then that individual needs to take a step back. Since that time, it has been the most transformative, beautiful experience. And that was very hard for me. I mean, very hard for me to do and go through. But now we've welcomed 3 additional coaches to the team. They've worked as models with us. They've worked with me for at least 3, 4, 5 years. And I, for the first time ever, have had the most amount of compliments come through collectively across the board for every single coach on the team. And that's just amazing. I feel like if I were to describe it, I feel like I'm in elementary school, when you're innocent and everything's happy, you know what I mean? And you have your circle and everything's good, So I meet with my coaches weekly and I really look forward to it. I jump onto their breakout sessions. I'm there to support them and I'm just loving it.
Yeah, that's so good. And I do want to compliment you as well because you can see how your queen showed up. They were prepared, they were ready, how they articulated and all of those kind of things. And even how you're sitting, I'm like, let me straighten up a little bit, because they spoke very well about their journey. They spoke very well and very highly of you. So it says a lot about what you've built, but also what you are pouring out of that. So
thank you.
I hope that you were able to receive all of the good things because I also know that sometimes as the creators or the builders that it's hard for us to receive those kind of things. It's hard for us to accept the compliments and the accolades. I'm still learning how. Still hard sometimes, but I hope that you were able to receive that and understand that what you're building is absolutely beautiful. I learned a lot more from them because we've had conversations and I've learned a lot about it from you, but hearing it from them made it a whole different side of the story. So I hope you were able to receive all of the good things.
And thank you for the opportunity to showcase the queens and their journey and how they're making an impact. I love what you do.
Thank you. I've been having fun with this. And even the preparation leading up to today and all of the things, it has been a great journey, but the conversations, the openness, the honesty, and all of those kind of things that you and I have been able to have helped me to say, okay, she's somebody I can rock with. So let's move forward. Let's do the things, all the things. Okay. If you could speak directly to the woman who has never felt like the fashion industry had a seat for her, what would you say?
Been there, know what it feels like. There are spaces that will welcome you and celebrate you. You need to work on developing your self-worth and starting with those affirmations. Even if you don't believe it, look in that mirror. Minimum 66 days. I believe in myself. I love myself. I can do this. And you'll start to stand up taller. You'll start to have that spark and that joy within. It is possible to transform and become the person you want to become, no matter the past, no matter the trauma, no matter what's been said. Make that decision today to transform your life. And do join Model Icon because we will help you in that process, okay? We will help you.
Absolutely. And then what do you want Model Icon's legacy to be? Not in 5 years, but in 50 years. When people look back on Model Icon, what do you want the legacy to be?
Making sure that the industry standards that have already transformed are actually stick and stay, because you see the counter movement trying to move back in. And so people are think, okay, it's already here. It's been changed. But I have a more global perspective. So I'd love to know that Model Icon had such an impact, not just in the fashion industry, but in the community service industry, that lives are truly transformed and that the fashion industry has changed long term.
That's beautiful. Listen, I don't know if you all learned anything from any of these, but if you didn't, that says a lot about you. Okay? But there's a lot to be said about people that are building, that are growing, and that are taking the time to actively cultivate brands such as Model Icon. And I need you all to make sure that you are checking them out, that you are following them, because there are so many amazing things coming. And there are already so many amazing things that they've already done. So, can you tell the people how to connect with you and how to follow my Model Icon on social media?
Yes, I'm going to plug 2 shows really quick. May 2nd, we have our Chicago fashion show coming up for Model Icon and the Miss Royalty International pageant. And May 17th is our first annual, okay, we're here to stay.
Yay.
First annual Indianapolis Model Icon fashion show and Model Citizen Award ceremony, where we're honoring individuals in the community that make a difference.
Beautiful.
Such as yourself, Miss Nominee.
I am a nominee. I didn't tell y'all that. I am a nominee, and I'm also one of the designers in both of the shows.
Yes, so excited. I love your work.
I haven't. Okay, we're not talking about me.
But we can.
We're not talking about me, but yes. I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to get to know Model Icon, your queens, and even the journey along the way, but also my work being put into your shows and things like that. So I'm excited. I'm nervous. This is my first show with my designs.
Oh, your pieces are so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
And I'm super nervous, but I'm so excited for the journey. And even with the other shows and other interviews that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. So you guys better stay tuned because it is a full month of PGC and Model Icon popping off, so stay tuned. Not only will you get more of the pageant participants, but you'll also be able to hear from the designers as well. And we might slide a few of the team on here, the moms that's on the other side of this camera, to hear their story and what it looks like for them on the other side, because everybody needs a support team to be able to build and grow and do what they're doing. And it has been a wonderful opportunity to have these conversations and even to talk with the moms on the other side, because we don't recognize how much work they have to do in order for the queens and Miss Teen Lifetime to be able to show up. So we thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned all month long with yours truly and Model Icon, because we got great stuff along the way. We'll see y'all soon. Have a great one. Peace.